Students, let us start with a further topic. So the next topic is line segment. So as you all have learned in previous standard, if I tell you all to define what is line segment, you all will easily tell me that a segment is a line which has two end points. Both the side there are end points. That is a simple definition, right? So it looks like this. So the diagram which is appeared on the screen, it has two endpoints, point A and point B. So this is nothing but a line segment. So another definition is the line segment is the union set. What is union set? Union means united. United means all the points which are there that we take as united or together. So union set of point A, this point A, point B, and all the points between A and B are called as line segment. Okay, so a line is formed by drawing, or there are infinite points between this line, between point A and point B, which forms a line. So union set means what? We take all the points united or together to form this line segment. So this is one more definition. Next point is segment AB, which is there. It is written in short as SEG. So segment in short form, it is written as SEG, AB in brief. Okay, in short it is written as seg. AB, that means segment AB, means segment BA also. So AB can be also written in opposite form as segment BA. It is one and the same. So the letters can be transferred or it can be reversed. The appropriate word is it can be reversed also, but segment distance remains the same even though you reverse the alphabets. Point A and point B are called the end points of segment AB, right? So a line segment, always remember, has end points, and here the end points are A and B. And the next point is the distance between the endpoints of a segment is called the length of the segment. Okay, so the distance between A and B is called as the length, and the length in short is written as small l in bracket AB, or it is also written as small d, which indicates distance A comma B. So if the length of segment AB is 5, we can say 5 centimeter, it can also be written as only AB is equal to 5. So only AB also represents segment AB. Okay, is ray AB. So what is ray AB? If I tell you all to define, ray always has one end point, and on other side it will have arrow which will go on towards infinity. That is nothing but a ray. That is a simple definition. Okay, let us see one more definition. Suppose A and B are two distinct points. So here we are considering points A and B. They are two distinct points. They are not together, but they are separate points. That's why they are called as two separate distinct points. A union set. Again, union means what? United or together. Okay, a union set of all points on segment AB. So this AB, which is formed, which looks like a segment, so all the points between A and B and the points P also, so till point P also, all the points which are there in between, such that A dash B dash P. Now what does this mean? This means that all the 3 points which are shown, they are collinear, that means they are in a straight line, as well as B is between point A and P. This concept we have learned in betweenness. So it is called as ray AB. So what does ray AB have? It has union set of all the points between A and B also, and it goes on towards point P also. It will keep on going towards infinity. That's why it has arrow. So this definition is not that difficult. Try to understand in a simple manner. Okay. Next point is, here point A is called as end point of ray AB, right? So ray has only one end point, which is point A, and on other side, how many points, how much ever points if we put on ray, this ray AB, On other side it will go on going towards infinity. Okay, but on other side it will have end, which is endpoint A. Now let us learn another topic, which is line AB. So line AB in simple definition, if you all define, then you all will tell me that it will have arrow on both the sides. That is line AB. Okay, so this is the diagram. So you can see here it has arrow on both the sides. So what is the definition? A union set of points on ray AB and opposite ray of ray AB is called as line. So what is this definition? A union set of points means together all the points on ray AB. So A to B. Okay, this is the direction. So this is one ray and opposite ray of ray AB. What is opposite ray? BA. So this is one ray and this is another ray. Both ray are opposite and that is called as line AB. Okay. Why is it defined in this manner? Because it has two arrows which are opposite on both the sides. Okay. A set of points of segment AB is a subset of points of line AB. So what is this next line? A set of points of segment AB. So segment AB has endpoints till A and B. So all the points which are included, they are subset. That means they are a small element of all the points of line AB. What is all the points? This line will further go on continuing, right, from both the sides. So segment AB is a small part of this huge line which will go on continuing towards infinity from both the sides. That's why it is called as subset of points of line AB. Okay, segment AB will become subset of line AB. Line will go on continuing and subset is a segment is a small part, right? This is a small part of this whole big line. Now let us learn the next part. What are congruent segments? Let us learn that. So you can see in this diagram which has appeared on the screen, if segment AB, you can see here, is exactly equal to segment CD, then they are called as congruent segment. What do you mean by equal? That means both the lengths which are there, they are equal. If AB is 5 cm, CD is also 5 cm. Okay, if the length of two segments is equal, then the two segments are congruent. How do we write that? If length AB is equal to length CD, then segment AB, this is the congruent sign which is written as is equal to, and on is equal to there is a wave kind of thing, or you can call it as S. So segment AB is congruent to segment CD. So when they are congruent, when both the lengths are equal. Okay, length AB is equal to length CD. What are the properties of congruent segment? So we have this property of congruent segment. First property is reflexivity. What is reflexivity? Segment AB is congruent to segment AB. That means this segment AB is congruent to itself. Okay, if AB is 5, it is 5 centimeter. That means it is congruent to itself. That property is called as reflexivity. Second property is symmetry. What is symmetry? If segment AB is congruent to segment CD, then segment CD is congruent to segment AB. Okay, so this is like we write, if A is equal to B, then B is equal to A also, right? So that is called as symmetry. If segment AB is congruent to segment CD, then segment CD is also congruent to segment AB. Now the third property is transitivity. What is transitivity? If we have one more segment EF, okay, just consider that. If segment AB is congruent to segment CD, we already know that if AB is also 5 and CD is also 5, then both the segments are congruent. And if CD is congruent to EF, if EF is also 5 centimeter and if CD is congruent to EF, then ultimately what will happen? Segment AB will also become congruent to EF. So this is like what? If A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then ultimately A will become equal to C. This is like that. Okay, so these are the three properties of congruent segment. One is reflexivity, second is symmetry, and third is transitivity. Moving forward, let us learn about the midpoint of the segment. So like the name says, midpoint means middle point of a segment, means segment has two endpoints. So it will look like this. First we have to draw a segment AB which will have two endpoints. So if AB is 4 centimeter, its middle point will be exactly at 2 centimeter. Okay, so 2 centimeter on this side and 2 centimeter on other side. So that M point will become midpoint of segment AB. So if A dash M dash B, that means what? If all the 3 points are collinear and if M is between AB, and the condition is what? Of midpoint, segment AM should be congruent to segment MB. That means what? AM, if it is 2 centimeter, MB should also be 2 centimeter. Then and then only M is called the midpoint of segment AB. Okay, so that is the definition of midpoint of a segment. Every segment has one and only one midpoint. So this is very important point. If you draw any segment, any kind of segment, long or short or very long, then also every segment will have only one and one midpoint. Moving forward, let us understand comparison of the segment. What is comparison of the segment? If there are two segments given, here you can see in the diagram segment AB and this is segment CD. So now if you see both of the segments, can you tell from the figure which segment is shorter? Segment AB, right? Because by looking at it, you can see that the length of AB is smaller than length of CD. So how do we do comparison? By looking at the length, by measuring the length. Okay, so if the length of segment AB is less than length of segment CD, it is written as segment AB is less, this is the less than sign, less than segment CD, or it can be also written as segment CD is greater than segment AB. The comparison of segment depends upon their length. So like I told you all, if you have to do the comparison, you have to measure the lengths and then you can compare and say which length is bigger and which length is smaller. Alright, moving forward, let us learn perpendicularity of the segments or rays. Okay, what is perpendicularity? Perpendicular means 90-degree angle. So in first figure, you can see here two segments, segment AB and segment CD are perpendicular to each other. In second case, two lines. Why am I calling these two lines? Because you can see here AB also has two arrows on both the sides and CD also has two arrows on both the sides. That means both this become two lines. Even these two lines become perpendicular. Why? Because there is this sign of perpendicular and 90-degree between these two lines. And in third case, what can you see? Segment AB is there and line CD is there. Why this is segment AB? Because there are no two arrows, there are two end points. That's why this becomes segment AB. And this perpendicular line which is there, it becomes a line because it has two arrows on both the sides. So in first case, both of them are segments which are perpendicular. In second case, both of them are lines. And in third case, it is segment and a line. So if the lines containing two segments, which is the first case, then if there are two rays or a ray and a segment, it can be two rays also. Here we have shown here two lines in second case, but it can be two rays also or two lines also, or a ray and a segment are perpendicular to each other when the two segments, two rays or a segment and a ray are said to be 90-degree to each other. What is perpendicular? That means 90-degree to each other. If you put protector on this line AB, you will, and if you measure the angle, you will find that between these two lines the angle is 90-degree. Right? So in all the three examples, you can measure the angle and you will find that the angle is 90 degree. That's why it is called as perpendicular. And how do we write perpendicular sign? So in figure 1.1, in this figure you can see segment AB. This segment AB is perpendicular. So this is the sign of perpendicular to line CD. Okay. Or we can also write segment AB perpendicular to ray CD. Okay, in first case you can also write segment AB perpendicular to segment CD. Okay, whatever case you have, but the perpendicular sign you have to remember. That is important. Word. Let us understand how to find out the distance of a point from a line. So the diagram goes like this. So like the heading says, a distance of a point from a line. So what is that point? That point is point C. And what is the line? Line AB. Why I am calling this line? Because it has arrows on both the sides. So AB becomes a line and the point is C. So distance of C from line AB is this, which is perpendicular at this line AB. So CD is the distance. So if segment CD is perpendicular to line AB, you can see here this point C. From this, if we draw perpendicular at line AB, and if we give this name at this point as D, and then we can say segment CD, if it is perpendicular to line AB and point D lies on line AB, then the length of segment CD is called as the distance of point C from line AB. Okay, so how do we get distance of point C from line AB? We have to draw perpendicular from point C on line AB. Then we can say that this distance CD, we can find out, measure this distance CD, and then we are able to find out a distance of a point from a line. Okay, so segment CD is called the distance of point C from line AB. The point D is called as the foot of the perpendicular. Why is it called as foot of a perpendicular? Because perpendicular starts from this point and we have drawn on line AB. So it ends at point D. So we get here perpendicular. That's why it is called as foot of the perpendicular, because it ends at that line. So I hope you all have understood these concepts. So if you have length CD as A, so A can be anything. It can be 5 centimeter. If you measure this line, it can be 5 centimeter. It can be 6 centimeter. It can be 2 centimeter. Then point C, we can say that point C is at distance A. If it is A is 3 centimeter, so it is at distance 3 from line AB. So this is how we can find out any point distance from any line. Okay. I hope you have